News. It has been more than 2 full weeks since our traffic coach, Chris Sullivan's been on the air. We've missed him. You've missed him. When he popped on Zoom this morning, it looked like he just had a collision with Jadeveon Clowney or something. You don't look well at all. So tell us what happened.
Thanks, Dave. I thought I looked pretty good compared to what I look like. 2 weeks ago I got a positive COVID-19 test after our trip to visit Tommy in Idaho and Montana, assuming that's where we got it. It's been a 2-week struggle, and I don't want to overplay this. I mean, it is what it is, and some people have had this 100 times worse than me. I mean, I'm not just talking people who have died, but I mean, I'm talking to my doctor.
Pretty bad. So just be honest about what.
How many times did you go to the emergency room?
3, and that was primarily just to get some fluids. I did not eat for 10 days. I just have no desire to eat. I didn't, and that's what's kind of weird about this disease. That from my experience, and I may be different than many, but this thing comes at you and it attacks everything that you have. And it does it in waves, and it's almost like it is just messing with you. Your body starts to catch on and start getting up to speed. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to leave your lungs for a little bit. I'm going to start messing with your gut. See how you like diarrhea and throwing up for 2 or 3 days. Your body starts getting at that. You know what? Maybe I'll hit you with the 102-degree fever today. Oh, yeah? Maybe you're starting to hit that. Well, here come the aches and pains. Here comes the loss of appetite. Here comes the chest pain and the congestion. Here comes coughing up bloody phlegm balls the size of 50-cent pieces. And it's like it's methodical and relentless. And it attacks in waves, and your body can only do so much. I mean, it's in triage, and just when it thinks it's got something good and it's made a foothold on the beach, the bombs start dropping somewhere else, and you're in an entirely different set of symptoms. I mean, it's weird. I mean, normally you get something, it attacks what it attacks, and you go from there. This thing just kept rolling, wave after wave after wave, hitting everything
COVID,
I had.
Sully, I know we've stayed in contact through texting and just getting your update on your health, but, you know, I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your face. You have stared into an abyss that few have stared into, and I'm curious what goes through your mind as you're battling COVID.
Well, there are times where I wasn't sure I was going to make it. There are times where even today, I know I'm not contagious anymore, most likely, according to my doctors, and I know that I'm doing better, but I'm worried that, well, is today going to be a step back? I'll tell you one thing. God blessed me with Holly, and I don't know where I'd be without her. She got it too in some way. I mean, she tested negative, but her symptoms were not as bad. But I wouldn't have made it without her. She just kept on me, forcing me to try to eat, forcing me to try to do things, to try to stay on the straight and narrow, and I wouldn't be here without her. And I just thank God she didn't get the symptoms as bad as I did and whatnot. She had some stuff, certainly, and there were times where I thought, dear God. And early on, about like Monday, Tuesday, before the COVID, and I started to feel a little different. I said, I got to get out of here. I know you probably already have it, but I'm sleeping in the other room. I'll see you when I get out of here. And we separated, and we went in different places. I've been in the spare bedroom office here where I'm broadcasting from now, basically the entire time, just to try to stay away from her. But yeah, this thing's nasty, man.
Had you gotten the vaccination?
No, we were, because of all the travel we were doing, going to be picking up Tommy and things like that from college, and I'd had bad reactions to the shingles vaccine.
Yeah.
I did not want to be driving or traveling while having the kind of reactions I did to that. Those were really intense, and so we were going to probably take it the week after we got home. And wow, you can even hear now that I'm still kind of congested, and breathing is not 100%. And I know I'm not sure if they posted the picture at mynorthwest.com, but I did on Facebook. I mean, people are like, hey, you look good. I'm like, no, I don't. I've lost all my calf muscles. I've lost all my thigh muscles. I've lost almost all of the upper body muscle that I'm used to having. My body ate itself. 23 pounds.
23 pounds.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
My body ate itself.
You bared it all and posted a picture of you in just shorts to talk about your battle with COVID, and that's going to show up on mynorthwest.com.
I don't look like myself at all, do I? I mean, seriously.
No, you don't. What are the doctors telling you then? How long does this go on?
Well, you just baby steps, slowly but surely. Just try to keep eating, keep trying to build your strength, and just try to keep going and pray to God you're not a long hauler. And that these symptoms aren't going to continue, or if they do, they may not be as bad as they could be. And you just take it hour by hour, day by day, and just hope that you get better.
Are you at a point right now, Sully, where you're obviously coming on the air to say hello to the listeners who have wondered where you are, but are you at a point where you want to be a messenger?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I took off my shirt and bared it all. I usually consider myself way too fat. But when you've lost 23 pounds of muscle and I'm usually a pretty big guy, and I'm still 218 pounds. Don't get me wrong. I'm not small, but it's obvious to people who know. And I just want people to be out there and go, listen, we weren't being reckless. We weren't being stupid. We got caught in situations where, the rules are different. And if that's where we got it, you can still get this thing, and this thing is not normal. And just, be prepared, get your vaccine when you can. I'm not sure when I'm going to be eligible. My doctor said it could be 90 days after, depending on how things go and whatnot. But, yeah, just hope for the best and just, get your vaccine,
wear your mask,
just be careful. And that was one of the things we ran into in Montana. There was a lot of social pressure to stick with what they were doing, because that's what they were. That's how they are handling things, and it's hard to get caught. It's hard not to get caught up in that, and we did. But here I am, 14 days out the other side, and still struggling, but lucky to be talking to you, and lucky to be here.
We're so happy you're here, Sully.
Yeah, we miss you. We miss you, buddy.
Yeah.
And you're getting a lot of messages of love on the text line right now. Just people,
that's great.
God bless you. We're praying for you. Love you, miss you. So you've got a lot of people behind you. And when you're ready,
hopefully soon.
I can hear you out of breath. When you're ready, we'd love to have you back.
Well, yeah, it's been interesting, and I'm glad. I'm sorry to have kept this so quiet for a while, but I didn't know what was going to happen. So I'm usually an open book. You know that about me, guy. I'm usually reasonably open. I just decided to hang on to it for a little bit.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
I miss you guys.
Yourself.
Miss you too.
Boy, after that, I'm getting my booster shot now.
I know.
Wow.
I just look at his face, and he's lost so much weight, and still keeping his spirits up and wanting to help people with his message. So that's the heart of Sully for sure.